What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. It has been forever. Thank you for so much for the support that you guys have been giving me lately. It has been amazing. But in today's video, we're going to be predicting NFL season predictions for wins. And I'll see you guys when we get there. But before we go, I would like to shout out It's Landon. He's a small-time YouTuber like me. Who loves to stream Minecraft, Fortnite, Call of Duty, things in that matter. Go subscribe to him. His link will be down in the description below. And if you're like under 12, you may not want to watch him. Um, so yeah, we're gonna get into the video now, but I just wanted to make that quick shout out. So yeah, let's go. Guys, welcome back. Here's all the NFL teams. For the first one, we've got 13 and up, 10 and 12, 7 and 9, 4 and 6, 1 and 3. So we have the Bengals, Patriots, Saints, Steelers. Well, I really don't need to explain myself. You guys would know what teams there are. Um, so yeah, I probably should have ordered these in alphabetical order, but I guess we'll just start with the Bengals. Um, as good as they are, I'm gonna say 10 to 12 wins because some of their linemen got hurt during training camp. Burrow may not play the first week because of his appendix surgery. Uh, they have a few mistakes on defense that they need to fix, and they did incredible last year going to the Super Bowl. I see them getting maybe another win, and I could be wrong. They could get 13 and up, but that's where I'm gonna put them for now. The Patriots, I'm gonna say 7 and 9 wins because they made the playoffs last year, but got dominated by the Bills. Mac Jones is looking better, obviously. You've seen a before and after picture if you watch football. Uh, I definitely say that they're going to do better. I did hear that they have some injuries during training camp, but I think all teams go through that. Some worse than others, but I definitely think that they will get 7 and 9 wins, and they may get into the wild card. It all depends on where the rest of the division goes, because it's going to be a mean competition this season. But I think Belichick will still do good, and I do definitely see them going to the playoffs. The New Orleans Saints, I want to put them in 10 to 12, but you got to think about this. They may have had a great offseason, but they lost their head coach that has been coaching them for the last 13 to 16 years, and with the change, I think they need time. Next year, I definitely do see them being a 10 to 12 win team, but because Jameis Winston is looking great, the rookies are looking great. Give them time, and I definitely will put them higher on the list. So 7 to 9 wins because last season they went 8 and 8. So I think another win would probably be ideal. I definitely do think they're going to make the playoffs, and I hope to see them run far. The Pittsburgh Steelers. Um, well, this is hard, but for now I'll put them in 7 and 9. I'm not being biased or anything. If they start Pickett, I think they probably will get 7 wins, and Tomlin will probably have his first lost season. But if they start Mitchell Trubisky, they may get more wins because Kenny Pickett is just a rookie and he needs to learn. They're looking pretty good in OTAs and training camps. Like I said, they're going through some injuries, but nothing major. I don't really think right now. Mike Tomlin knows what he's doing. He's been doing this for a long time. I know he will make it through. So I do think that they will have a better season than people think. I would definitely sleep on the Steelers still because their defense still looks amazing. Their offensive line is going to need some work, but Najee Harris is definitely going to carry this team hard. The receiving core is not great, but I do think that it will still pull through. I don't see the Steelers making the playoffs this year for the fact of you have Mitchell Trubisky and Kenny Pickett. Those aren't really a great duo, and I'm sure Tomlin will figure it out halfway through the season. And you will see the Steelers kind of have a slow start, but once Tomlin figures it out, they're gonna start going. Uh, 7-9 wins for the Steelers. San Francisco 49ers. Well, they just signed Debo back, so 10 to 12 wins. They are starting Trey Lance, which I'm excited for. They still have a dominant defense with Fred Warner, Nick Bosa. Um, they have a dominant line. They've got a dominant secondary. Debo Samuel, George Kittle, Trey Lance. They lost Raheem Mostert to the Dolphins, but I think they will be fine at running back position. They are going to absolutely dominate this season. Um, doesn't really matter if they keep Garoppolo or not. I do think that they will make the playoffs, definitely, because only person they have, or the only team they have to compete with, is the Rams. So 10 and 12 is my prediction for them. The Cardinals, they had an absolutely dominant season up until they played the Panthers, and then they kind of fell off. After what just happened with Kyler Murray. I'll go ahead and put him in 10 to 12, but that last game for 10 is going to be hard. It's either going to be 9 or 10, and I wish I would have put in 9 or 10, but it's either going to be 9 or 10 because they lost some players like Chandler Jones, some of their offensive linemen, so they're not going to be as productive. They actually gained Marquise Brown, Hollywood Brown, so that's going to be another target for Kyler Murray. I don't remember how many seasons. I think it was a season ago that they lost Kenyon Drake, but I think they had a running back behind him. I'm not really sure, but they have still really productive defense with J.J. Watt. Not all teams are going to have two superstars, but I definitely do see them getting 9 to 10 wins, somewhere in between there, and still making the playoffs somehow. It's going to be a nice fight between the 49ers and the Cardinals. It's going to be exciting to see. The Atlanta Falcons, 4 to 6 wins. They haven't been productive. Calvin Ridley got suspended for a year. I'm not going to tell you my opinion on that, but just for gambling on his own team. They still have Kyle Pitts, and they drafted Drake London, but they lost Matt Ryan. They have Marcus Mariota. Let's face it, they're not going to get very many wins this season, and I think they're going to be the bottom of the NFC South. 46 wins are my predictions for the Falcons. The Baltimore Ravens. Oh, with all the controversy of Lamar leaving, I think was kind of crazy, but I do see them coming back strong since Lamar is back. They did lose Hollywood Brown, but I think Rashad Bateman is going to come in behind him, and he's going to do a phenomenal job. The defense is still looking great. Marlon Humphrey, Calais Campbell. They have some dominant players on defense, especially in the linebacker position. I do see them becoming a problem for the Bengals because they are still such a dominant team. But I still think that the Bengals will come out on top of the AFC North, and I think it's going to be a great NFL season. But I do see the Ravens coming out with 10 to 12 wins. Buffalo Bills, 13 and up. I don't really need to say much about this team. Von Miller, Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs, Micah Hyde, Tremaine Edmonds, Jordan Poyer. This team is stacked, and I do see them making the Super Bowl this year for the fact of it is so stacked. I think this is what the Bengals should have been last year, minus the line. And they're definitely going to make the Super Bowl, in my opinion. I could be wrong. Well, actually, before I say that, let me go over everything, and then I'll give you my prediction. It's a little early for that, but still. I definitely think that, yeah. But I do see them winning their division, no doubt. I don't really see who competes with them. The Dolphins, Jets, Patriots, Bills. Yeah, no. I see them winning that division. Josh Allen's going to have a year. He's going to have some fun out there. Panthers, they're going to have a step up from last year. Uh, Training camp, Matt Corral's looking good. Uh, Matt Rule seems to know what he's doing finally. They drafted a few pieces like Akeem Akwanu. That's going to help the line. They got Bradley Bozeman for center. They got a huge piece around their line. Their wide receivers are still looking stacked with DJ Moore, Robbie Anderson. I think they picked up Charleston Rambo out of free agency. I watched him in Miami, and he was pretty good. Their corners, they did lose Stephon Gilmore and A.J. Boyu, but they still have got DJ Henderson and Dante Jackson. Jeremy Chin is still going to be a great piece to that safety position. And they picked up Xavier Woods. I think they're going to do pretty good, considering everything. 79 wins. I don't expect anything crazy, of course. Give them a few years, and they'll get better as they progress. But I do see them in progressing from last season. The Chicago Bears are going to be down here with the Falcons. They lost Khalil Mack a few years ago. They haven't been real productive. I really haven't kept up much with the Bears, but from what I understand, that they haven't done really good. I know what they did last season, and it wasn't very good. They've probably lost some people. I'd probably have to research more into that to give you my full thought on it. From what I understand, yeah, they lost their special teams coach, which probably doesn't really mean anything yet. But they're not going to be very productive. I think Justin Fields is going to take another step up, though, and is going to improve from last season. But, no, they won't get any more than 6 wins. And that'll be a good season for them. So this next team I'm about to bring up is really, really, really whack. I forgot to mention about the Panthers that they got Baker Mayfield, but that's going to be a competition for starters. The Browns now starting Deshaun Watson after 6 seasons kind of shocks me, because like I said, Calvin really got a year, but never mind. Starting Deshaun Watson, him not seeing the field in 3 years, and is coming back to play the Patriots.
You want to disagree with them and you want to go too?
10 and 12 wins. Well, actually, I forgot they suspended Watson. That's the only reason I'm putting down there in the middle, is because they are they're suspending him for 6 weeks. So they're gonna have Jacoby Brissett playing for 6 weeks, and that's not gonna be what you want to see. So I don't see them winning those 6 games, because I think they have to play the Panthers, the Falcons, the Chargers. I'm pretty sure. And Deshaun Watson's first game back isn't gonna be pretty. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Don't have high expectations for that. So, after they start to figure it out, though, I do see them starting to climb on the leaderboard. They're not going to be good this season, but I definitely do see some progress next season, because don't forget about Myles Garrett and Jadeveon Clowney. They have a killer secondary. Their line is working, and they're building it up. I definitely do see them being a playoff contending team in the next 2 years at least. Maybe next year. The Dallas Cowboys, they had a nice run, but I think now that they've lost so many pieces to their team, they aren't going to be as good. So they're going to start losing more games. Mike McCarthy's probably going to get fired after this season, because they're not going to win games, and they're going to blame it on him, and they're going to fire him just like they did Jason Garrett. They're not the team that they're not going to be the team they looked like last year. They're still going to get wins in certain games. They're not going to make the playoffs. They're just not going to be great. They lost L. Collins. I think Tyrone is going to be out with a injury. They lost pieces to their defense. They lost Amari Cooper. CeeDee Lamb is got a lot of pressure on his shoulders now. They're going to fall. The Denver Broncos are another 10 and 12 team, because they have added so much to their team in the last few years, it's not even funny. Russell Wilson's going to be a good piece. They're going to win games because the schedule they have and the team they've built. This is becoming a super team, and if you don't be careful, it's going to catch up, and it's going to creep up slowly on you. So I'd be definitely watching the Broncos for the next few seasons and see where they get. The Detroit Lions are another team I'm going to put at 4 and 6, because It's the Detroit Lions, and you've seen what they've done for the last few seasons. I don't really think I need to explain myself, but they did get Aiden Hutchinson, and I think that's better. It's going to help the defense a little bit, but other than that, it's really not much going on. Training camp looks good. Jared Goff is probably going to have another mid-season. I hope for him, though. So, 4-6 wins for the Lions. Titans, with them losing A.J. Brown, but also regaining Derrick Henry. Malik Willis won't see the field outside of preseason this year. The defense, we'll go 7-9. This is going to be another one of those 9 and 10 win people, or that teams, because of the fact you lost one, you gained one. And they did get somebody behind him, though, and I don't know if you can really live up to the stats that A.J. Brown had, but it's going to be at least another target for Tannehill to throw to. So the 9 and 10 win bracket is where I'm going to put them. It's like a in-between line, so Titans fans don't get mad. But give them time is another one. It's just too many young people on that team. Give them time to build. Well, it's the Packers. 10 and 12 wins again. I don't see them beating the Bengals if they have to play again, postseason, because that's just my opinion. But they lost Devontae Adams. They got Christian Watson, and he's 6'5", 205 pounds, and he ran a 4.36. That's going to be a fun receiver to watch play, but he's not Devontae Adams. But it's Aaron Rodgers, so you automatically know that they're going to get 10 to 12 wins. I can't complain about that, but it's the Green Bay Packers. They haven't had a losing season in a long time. The Houston Texans. I don't see any of these teams going 1-3. Actually, I don't think Sauce Gardner is going to change that team. This is a hard time. 3 to 4 wins right here. So I don't see them getting one, but they're not going to win many because they didn't really draft people that's going to help their team. I mean, Sauce Gardner's not going to be bad, but it's still the Texans, and it's going to be a hard team to pull from the grave. So I see them in a few years maybe being here, maybe even the lowest team here. But they have a lot to do before they get there. The Indianapolis Colts is going to be a 9-10, another 9-10 winning team because they gained Matt Ryan. Jonathan Taylor's going to have another season. I can already see it. DeForest Buckner and Shaquille Leonard, they aren't going to get any worse. They got Stephon Gilmore. That dude is an absolute beast when he's on the field. So there's just no way that they have a losing season. It's just too easy for them to win. The Jacksonville Jaguars. It's another team that I think is building. It's going to be one of those between 3 and 4 wins. But I'm going to put them in the 4 wins since I think that there's going to be teams worse than them that they got to play. Well, I think it goes Texans, Jags, Jets now. And I'll get to that when I get to the Jets and I'll explain. But the Jags are building around Trevor Lawrence, and obviously they got rid of Urban Meyer finally. I'm excited to see what they do. Trevon Walker is going to be a nice piece to that defense. So definitely 3 to 5 wins, I would definitely say. I'm excited because I'm not really a Jags fan, but I've wanted to see them win because of how much they've suffered already. The Kansas City Chiefs, they lost Tyreek Hill. I'm going to say 10 to 12, another winning team. Because regardless, it's Patrick Mahomes, and he got Sky Moore. He got Jason Ross, or whatever his name is. I really can't remember. I just know both of those dudes are extremely fast. Justin Ross, sorry. His name's Justin Ross. And one of them had a freakish one-handed catch, and it was nice. But I definitely do see them doing really good because they lost Tyrann Mathieu, but their defense is still going to be pretty good. They're definitely going to win 10 to 12 games. if they have a bad season, 9 at least. The LA Rams, the defending Super Bowl champions. Ooh. You're not the same team you were last year, but you do have Aaron Donald coming back. It's going to be one of those 12 and 13 win teams. Only reason I say that is because they lost Robert Woods to the Titans. He's going to be a good piece to them too. But they did get Allen Robinson. I don't think he's better than Robert Woods, but he is a good receiver. So I'm gonna say 12 to 13 wins, which is still really good because they lost Von Miller, but they did gain Bobby Wagner. That is a huge piece that they needed. So they had Andrew Whitworth retire, so they got to figure that out over there. I don't know why I'm pointing that way in real life, but they got to figure that on the left side because that's Stafford's blind side, and if he gets sacked, he's going to get sacked a lot. And he's older. We both know he won't be able to take that. But I definitely do see that the Rams have another successful season. Cooper Kupp's going to be really successful. 12 to 13 wins. I'm not biased, all right? But the Chargers are going to get 13 wins this season. Because if you really just think about it, Gerald Everett, Justin Herbert, Keenan Allen, Michael Williams, Austin Eckler. Then you move to the defense, and then you just got Khalil Mack, Joey Bosa, J.C. Jackson, Bryce Callahan. That's Derwin James. That's just not a team you're going to beat. Now, I'm not saying that the Broncos are going to be an easy team to beat, but it's just not going to be the coming out on top. The Chargers are going to be great this season, and I can't wait to watch it because I've always been a fan of Justin Herbert. 13 and up wins, and I am not taking it back. Dolphins, 9 to 10 wins again because this is a team that just gained Tyreek Hill. They already had Jalen Waddle. Now they're getting the fastest running back in the league. Tua's going to step up and he's going to have a better season. I really do believe that. They already got Mike Gesicki. They got Teron Armstead for that line for Tua. Give him more time. You have the best wide receiver in the NFL for speed. 2 of them. Then you have a fast running back on top of that can catch the ball. And you have time in the back pocket and a quarterback that can actually throw half decent when he has time. Oh, I definitely think that they're going to be a great team this season. The defense, Jalen Phillips, Andrew Van Ginkel, Byron Jones, and Xavier Howard. That is going to be a great team, and it's going to be electric. I should have said that about the Chargers. But it's going to be, there are going to be flaws on that team because it's the first year that they're going to be good. Oh, they got a new head coach, too. So I definitely do think that they're going to get 10 wins, but I can't be safe with that, so I'm going to put them in the 9. But my opinion is 10. For every reason I just named. The Vikings. Definitely 7 to 9 wins. After KJ Osborne stepped up last season, a little more for Kirk Cousins, I think that was good for him. Because now he's got him, Justin Jefferson, and Adam Thielen. There's not really much to say about them because I don't really know what moves they made in the offseason so far. I don't see them doing much more from last season. I see them still on 9 and 7 wins. The New York Giants, 4 and 6 wins. There's no way they get more than that. The Giants aren't good, and I just can't help them. You can't, even if they did draft Thibodeau. Oh, I forgot about that. They got Thibodeau and Evan Neal. Those are 2 huge people that are going to help their team. Thibodeau is fast on that edge. Evan Neal is an agile, strong, big dude. He came out of Alabama, and he's going to be pretty good for their line. Danny Dimes is probably not going to help them very much. They need to get Garoppolo in there, and that's my opinion of where he should go. And they need to draft some receivers and then get a defense because it's just not doing great for them. If they can do that, I see them being a better team for the next few years. 4-6 for them for now, but I'm definitely putting the Jets at the top of the 4-6 teams. Because have you seen Zach Wilson? Bro went to the gym and he started lifting. He went from like 205 to 214. They got Garrett Wilson. They got pieces on defense. They got a cornerback. I do think that they're going to do better this season than they did last season, but it's the Jets. And they got Breece Hall, too. That's going to give Zach Wilson different options, and I do think that they're going to be a small explosion. Give him time, and I definitely wouldn't doubt putting them up here soon. Nice for the Jets fans to hear. The Raiders, they got Chandler Jones and Devontae Adams in one offseason. That's going to be hard to beat. You already had Derek Carr, or Darren Waller, and Josh Jacobs, Max Crosby, and that's going to be hard to beat. Adding Max Crosby, or having Max Crosby and adding Chandler Jones, that is a phenomenal duo, and it's going to be an explosive defense to watch. Seattle, they're going to be one of those lower teams, 1-3 wins. You can't have Drew Lock and win games. You lost Bobby Wagner. KJ Wright's not there anymore. You don't have Shaquille Griffin. You don't have Shaquem Griffin. This is not the same team we've seen 2-3 years ago. You don't even have Russell Wilson anymore. Chris Carson retired because he had an injury. DK Metcalf isn't going to be happy. Tyler Lockett's not going to be happy. I still see them moving in the next few years. They're not going to get many wins, let's face it. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, 10-12 wins. Alex Kappa, one of their biggest linemen, got hurt. They lost Ted Karras to free agency. If Tom Brady gets sacked, Tom Brady's not going to play well. This isn't going to be the same Tom Brady you've seen last year because all of his linemen are hurt or they left the team. So, if Tom Brady gets pressured, I definitely see them going 9-10 wins. Tom Brady can still get the ball out, 10-12 wins. It's that simple. The Eagles, another 7-9 win team. Jalen Hurts is doing a phenomenal job. They got A.J. Brown. They have Dallas Goedert. Miles Sanders, which really isn't productive, but Jason Kelsey, Lane Johnson. They did pick up Jordan Davis, which is a huge addition and is going to be nice on the side with Fletcher Cox. They picked up James Bradbury. And the linebackers, they're building those up as well. Brandon Graham is going to be happy to have some teammates that finally do stuff. They're going to be a better team than we've seen last year, and they went to the playoffs last year. I definitely see them being a productive team. The Washington football team, 4-6 wins, but I don't see them going much further than that. Ron Rivera was a great coach from 2015 to 2009, but after that he kind of fell off. He's not doing bad with them. Terry McLaurin's not happy. You did get Chase Young back. I'm going to give you that, and they got about 7 wins last season, so actually I will put them up here. They got Montez Sweat still. I don't really know if they gained cornerbacks or much last season, or in this offseason. I know that their defensive line is goated because they got Jonathan Allen in the middle. It's going to be an exciting season to watch. But here are my NFL predictions. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below because, I think you guys are going to think I was biased on a little bit of some of these. But tell me what you think down in the comments below. Like I said, go subscribe to Landon. It's Landon. But if you're 12 and up, but if you're not, I wouldn't recommend watching him. And that's all I really got to say about that. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I am very sorry about not releasing more content lately. I will release another NFL video tomorrow. But I hope you guys, like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe. And peace out.